We begin in the NBA in Los Angeles with the LA Lakers, as the Lakers, their recent game came against the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Lakers beat the Thunder 123-117 in that game. Dennis Schroeder, he had 26 points, 6 assists in that game. And Troy Brown, he had 19 points for the Lakers. No Anthony Davis, he sat out. No LeBron James, he's going to be out for an extended period of time with the foot injury. And there was no Shai Gilgeous-Alexander for the Oklahoma City Thunder as well. So Anthony Davis, he had some interesting comments. This was Anthony Davis recently. He said on the final stretch for the Lakers, quote, "Each game is a must-win for us. Lakers are currently 30-33 this season. They are 11th in the Western Conference. They are one game back of the 10th spot in the West." So for those of you who don't know, if you are a 7 through 10 seed in your respective conference, you have to play in the play-in game. So the Lakers are one game back of the play-in game. And according to ESPN's analytics, the Lakers have a 63% chance to make the play-in. So the question here is, can the Lakers make the playoffs with LeBron James now missing extended time? And my answer to that is no. I don't believe the Lakers are going to make the playoffs. And not only do I believe the Lakers will miss the playoffs, I don't believe that the Lakers will even make the play-in. And let me explain why. The main reason why I feel like the Lakers are not going to make the play-in is because I do not believe in Anthony Davis at this point in his career to carry a team. I believe that the best days of Anthony Davis, unfortunately, are behind him. When Anthony Davis was in New Orleans, Anthony Davis was a top 10, arguably top 5 player in the NBA. I mean, at one point, there were times where I said that Anthony Davis might be the most talented power forward of all time. Yes, more talented than Kevin Garnett. Yes, more talented than even the great Tim Duncan, because Tim Duncan wasn't the most talented. Tim Duncan was the most fundamental, and he was great at doing all the little things the right way. But I even thought that Anthony Davis was more talented than even Karl Malone when he was in New Orleans. And we saw when he was in New Orleans, Anthony Davis was able to lead the Pelicans to the second round of the playoffs one particular year. I think it was 2018. He led the Pelicans to the second round of the playoffs because in that first round series, he beat Dame and the Portland Trailblazers, and he got to the second round. They lost to the Warriors, but it's the Warriors. But I thought that year, because of Anthony Davis, the Pelicans overachieved, and they were just overmatched by the Warriors. But Anthony Davis, he did everything he could to help the Pelicans in that particular playoff series. And I believe that Anthony Davis at that time, Anthony Davis was better than Giannis. Anthony Davis was better than Joel Embiid. Anthony Davis was better than even the Joker. But ever since the Lakers won the championship in the bubble, Anthony Davis has not been the same ever since. He has not been the same player ever since. This year, he's averaging 26 points per game, 13 rebounds per game, 2 assists per game on 56% shooting from the floor. I know how great Anthony Davis can be, but I don't know if Anthony Davis can play at that high level consistently on a night in and night out basis. But the inconsistency is the second part of the equation. The number one reason why I don't believe that the Lakers are going to make the play-in and are going to miss the playoffs is because of Anthony Davis' inability to be available night in, night out for the Lakers. Best ability is availability. And you have to be reliable if you're going to be dependent upon to carry a basketball team who doesn't have the likes of a LeBron James. And I just don't know if Anthony Davis is going to be healthy enough to carry the Lakers to the play-in. Now, is Anthony Davis capable at being able to do that? I believe he is. But best ability is availability. And he has not played for a significant amount of games for me to believe that he can carry the Lakers to the play-in. So, again, I think he's been inconsistent since the Lakers won a championship in the bubble far as his overall production. But I do believe that Anthony Davis is still a very, very talented basketball player. He has God-given ability that you can't deny. I watched the game the other night against the Dallas Mavericks, and Anthony Davis completely took over that game. The Lakers beat the Mavs. They were down 27 in that game. And Anthony Davis went crazy in the second half. Dropped 30 points against the Dallas Mavericks. Lakers overcame a 27-point deficit because Anthony Davis was significantly better than Luka and Kyrie, and he was the best player on the floor in Dallas Sunday afternoon. But then the Lakers, they played Wednesday night against the Thunder. And, you know, we always get updates before the game on injuries. And so it came out that Anthony Davis was going to miss the game against the Thunder. And they played the Grizzlies, I believe, on Tuesday night. And then they played the Thunder Wednesday night. And he played against the Grizzlies. And against the Grizzlies, Anthony Davis, he had, get this right, 28 points, shot 9 of 19 from the floor, 19 rebounds. I thought he played well against the Grizzlies, but he only had like 2 or 3 shot attempts in the first quarter. And that made no sense to me because no LeBron James, you would expect Anthony Davis to come out and be aggressive, but he only had like a few shot attempts in the first quarter. And I'm thinking, hey, AD, in order for the Lakers to have a chance to win this game, they need you to be at your all-time best and be aggressive. So in that game, he dropped 28. Following night in Oklahoma City, injury report comes out. Anthony Davis is out for tonight's game. And I was wondering, like, what's wrong with AD? Anthony Davis was healthy. He was healthy enough to play in Wednesday night's game against the Thunder. But the Lakers held him out for precautionary reasons. And I thought, like, how in the hell are the Lakers going to make the postseason if Anthony Davis is not available for the remaining games that the Lakers have to play? You need Anthony Davis in the lineup for the rest of the season if you're going to make the play-in. Forget about making the playoffs as a top 6 seed in the tough Western Conference. If you're going to make the play-in, you need Anthony Davis on the floor the remainder of these games for the Lakers the rest of the season. So, again, when you talk about whether or not the Lakers are going to make the playoffs, number one, it depends on if Anthony Davis is going to be available, because durability has been a problem during his tenure in LA. And it also depends on if Anthony Davis is going to be aggressive and play at a high level consistently enough for the Lakers to be able to squeeze their way into the play-in. Because when you compare Anthony Davis to his counterparts and contemporaries in the NBA, like Joker, like Giannis, like Joel Embiid, those guys play. And you know what you're going to get on a night in and night out basis from Giannis. You know what you're going to get on a night in and night out basis from the Joker. But Anthony Davis is always a question mark for the Lakers. And it's sad, honestly, that at 38, LeBron James is still the undisputed best player on the Lakers team. Because Anthony Davis has the talent to be a top 5 all-time great power forward. I mean, the man is sensational. And when he's at his best and he's engaged, I believe that he could be a top 5 player in the NBA. But that's just not who Anthony Davis is anymore. This was Anthony Davis over a 4-game stretch earlier in the season. He was averaging 17 points per game, 15 rebounds per game, shooting 41% shooting from the floor. Not great. This was over a 4-game stretch at one point in the season. But again, I think he has to be at his best for the Lakers to even make the play-in. But when it comes to their team overall, they're not as good when LeBron James is not on the floor, and the numbers back it up. With LeBron on the court, the Lakers, they have a plus 3.1 in net rating, which is tied with the Milwaukee Bucks this season. That's with LeBron James on the court. With LeBron James off the court, the Lakers have a minus 6.6 net rating this season. That's worse than the Charlotte Hornets. So that's how valuable LeBron James is to this Lakers basketball team. I love the moves that the Lakers made at the trading deadline. I really, really do. I love the trade for D'Angelo Russell. I love them bringing in Malik Beasley and Jared Vanderbilt. I love them bringing in even Mo Bamba, who's going to help them on the boards, going to give them some size on the interior. And I actually like Darvin Ham as a head coach. I really, really do. I don't think that Darvin Ham is the reason why the Lakers are currently 30-33. I think Darvin Ham is a good NBA coach. And we got to give Rob Pelinka, the general manager for the Lakers, we got to give him some credit because he made moves at the trading deadline that's going to help the Lakers compete for a spot in the Western Conference playoffs. Because I thought with the roster that they had prior to the trading deadline, they had no chance in hell at being a playoff team, not even a play-in team. But I thought that the moves that they made were very good moves. It's going to come down to whether or not Anthony Davis can play most of these games, if not all of these games, and if he's going to play at a high level. Everybody go and follow Wise Guys on Twitter at WiseGuys_H, also on Facebook, Wise Guys.